remember when the war was looking gloom as though there was going to be war. My dad sat by that radio, his ear was glued to it. He was very, very upset to think that there was going to be another war, because he was in the First World War, and he thought that war, they called that war the war to end all wars. But as you know, it did not, and the next one did not. When I went into the Navy, it was all volunteers.
Mr. Colin Brown, it's nice to meet with you.
To meet you. I used to board my dad's car. I couldn't see it. And I ran smack bang into a trailer that was being towed by a truck. There were no lights on the trailer.
You were 19 at this time.
Yeah. It's the only new car he'd ever had. The guy and the girl that was in the car managed to get a ride into town. And I went up to a town not very far from there and phoned in to tell my dad what had happened. But boy, that was pretty scary for me, thinking what my dad would say. We went to this dance and had a great time, and I think it was about 50 miles north of Yorkton, where we lived. My dad never thought I drove anywhere other than around the town, but we disconnected the altimeter, so he never knew how many miles we put. We put some gas in when we came back. He didn't say much. He said, "I'll send a tow truck up." Maybe 2 hours later, a tow truck arrived, towed us into town, and we went to the garage. I could see my dad there, and he had a very grim look on his face. We got out of the car, and he looked at it, and I could see agony. And we walked home, and he never said one word to me. And the next day, or a couple of days later, I guess it was, I went down to Winnipeg and joined the Navy. And he used to polish it.
What was one reason you signed up?
Well, I couldn't stand my dad, all the pain I'd given him. I had made application to join the Air Force. I went down to Regina and did all the classes, and I came back. My dad said, "Well, what did you join as?" I said, "A wireless air gunner." And he said, that wasn't very smart. He said, "If you're going to join the Air Force, you should have joined as a pilot. Then you're master of your own destiny." I can remember him saying that to this day. And I thought about it, but the only time I rode the train was when I joined the Navy. I went down to Halifax by train. I remember one thing. I went to dinner on the first night I was there on the train, and everybody was all dressed up, and here was this young guy with a gaudy sweater on, and the waiter was not very nice to me. I ordered roast beef, and the guy looked at me, and he came back with the order, and all that was on my plate was roast beef. And
no potatoes, no
nothing. I was embarrassed, but I could not chastise him. All the other men were in suits. I was the odd fellow, but I was just a kid. I was 19 years old.
From my understanding, Mr. Brown was going to join the Air Force. He qualified, but had to wait for a space to come up. In the Navy, he could start right away, and after crashing his father's car, he went for the Navy. If you wish to help me out as I do some projects, you are encouraged to subscribe, and also if you'd like to join and become a member on YouTube. It's a monthly financial contribution and there are different amounts to choose from, or you can give a one-time super thanks. Every bit makes a difference and I appreciate it. Thank you for watching.
The first ship I was on, I had never been on a ship before. The first time we went to sea, it was in St. John's, Newfoundland. We went out through the gates and all hands to quarters. Well, I didn't have a place to quarter, so I should have really have gone to the wireless office. But I was green. I'd only been on this ship for a couple of days. Everybody was up and I was in the mess hall. And here was a great big jug of tomato juice. I drank 2 glasses of the water. The waves started going like this.
Oh my goodness, okay.
I hung my head over the side for quite a few times. It wasn't until we were halfway across that I was able to be active. I was sick, but fortunately, after that I was fine. Did a lot of sea time. But by the time we were halfway across, if you had cut this block of meat, you'd get one slice in the middle that was edible. The rest was green. In the Navy at that time, everybody slept in hammocks. Hammocks were hung. In the nighttime, there was no space. They took all the room.
And you must feel the rocking of the boat a
Oh
bit?
yeah, well that's why the hammock was so nice. We were with this convoy until about maybe 50 miles outside of Ireland, and then a British convoy came in. A British group came in and took the ships from there to wherever they were going. Some of them went to Scotland and some of them went down south to South Britain. And we went into Londonderry. It's Northern Ireland. I've never seen such a green color in Londonderry as I did at that time. The foliage was entirely different than what I'd seen before. The trees.
Oh, the trees. Oh, sorry.
First time out of Canada. I can remember they had streetcars and they never really stopped. They slowed down and people jumped on. I can remember seeing some old lady hooking her umbrella on the thing, swinging into the streetcar.
Different than Canada at the time.
Pardon?
You didn't see that in Canada then?
No. Well, you talk about the Navy, it was a big part of my life. I mean, it was there for 5 years.
Must have been an intense 5 years.
Well, some of it was and some of it wasn't. You remember the good things and mostly forget the bad things.
Thank you for your service. I'm grateful that we were able to visit. Of course, this is but a snippet. Mr. Brown was also not feeling as well this day, he told his Navy stories. He said if I had interviewed him sooner, I wish I could have interviewed many of the World War II generation, including my Nana and Nona years before now. This generation is roughly defined as those born between 1901 and 1927.
And I was the lead wireless operator. I had 3 wireless operators and me, and they had been on the ship for quite a long time, and here comes this new guy who had never been to sea before.